You are now tuned into Native Collective.
Talk to people that have achieved success through the blueprint, not only for themselves, but leaving a lasting legacy for themselves and the people around them. I am your host, Kayla Waneke, and today, y'all, I am too excited to have this conversation with who I like to call the Martha Stewart influencer. But if you ask her, she's like, influencer what? Influencer who? I'm just being me. Miss Sarah Lampley. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, beautiful.
How you doing,
I'm
girl?
good, girl.
I am so excited to have you here. So Sarah is not only a person that I'm interviewing, but she's definitely a friend of mine. But there are so many questions I have for the space that she lives in, the area in which you obtain your finances. I just need to hear, because I don't know anything about the influencer world, nor do I know anything about making money through social media. So hopefully today we can help some of our viewers, some of our listeners learn a little bit more to help them if they're looking to explore that. So are you ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Perfect.
I think so.
You are. Can I just tell y'all that she told me that this is her very first podcast, which is so hard to believe.
This before.
I don't understand. I just don't, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out
We're
why.
jumping in. We're doing this.
Absolutely. So the Legacy Blueprint podcast is powered by Native Collective. And at Native, we believe that where you're from contributes to a lot of who you are today. So
true.
Where are you from, Sarah? And can you tell me a little bit of how that has contributed to who you are today?
Yes, actually, that makes a lot of sense. So I am from St. Petersburg, Florida, which is just a little beach, slow town right over the bridge of Tampa. Okay. So I feel like that really does speak to who I am, because I'm just low-key chilling.
Low key, with all these thousands of people watching my life, but I'm real low key.
I feel like, every day is like a new opportunity, and I like to just take it easy and keep things cool and meet new people, and that is literally what St. Pete gave me.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. So let's jump into it, because I have a million questions and I just need to know. So the first question I think is, so first, what would you consider your brand? What would you consider that as in the social media world?
So I've been labeled as a family content creator, lifestyle.
So kind of like a blog type thing?
Like a blog, like a personal blog, which I literally fell into. So I'm telling you, I've been labeled because it is still not something that I understand. I feel like I'm a mom, I'm a believer, I am a loving wife, and those are the hats that I really love to wear.
Yeah.
And I just share that through storytelling, and I'm really a memory hoarder. I'm the family historian, I'm the family photographer. And I love sharing our story, and so it really just started with that. And it's what we were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
And
so it's just been authentic. You never sought out to be any type of social media influencer. You were just living your life, sharing it with the world.
Yes.
And then here we are.
Here we are.
Okay, so can you just tell me, how did it go from I'm just taking some pictures and telling y'all that my son went to school today. How did it go from that to actually building an audience? How did you start to get all these people following you? Was it just because you were a popular girl and you had a whole bunch of people that was following you anyway?
Not at all.
Okay, so how did that happen?
When we left St. Pete, we moved to Atlanta, And I quit my job to be home with the kids because St. Pete, again, it's so small. We're not used to rush hour traffic. We're not used to it taking an hour to get home to the kids after work. And that's what Atlanta was doing. So I was like, I have to be with my babies. I am not about to be in this traffic. And so I quit my job, came home. And
What was your job?
I was in sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, took a leap of faith. I was 24 years old and now I'm a stay-at-home mom. And that was quite an identity crisis for me, because I'm like, my friends are still partying, they're traveling, they're at the club.
Yeah.
I am at home with the kids and they're infants, and we had a 7-year-old, and I was just like, what am I going to do? So I started into photography, and I'm like, this is something that I'm going to pay for because I want to document every moment, the first birthday, the first walk, everything. I don't want to miss any of it. Side note, my parents only have like 3 pictures of me when I was a little kid, so I think that may be
that
what
led into it. Like, I'm gonna make sure that my child is gonna have memories because I don't have them.
Yes, I think it's so special, and so I jumped into photography and also saw that as a way that I could still, make some money on the side, and just started tagging brands. When I would share photos, I would tag brands in the photo. Instagram was still fairly new.
Yeah, that's when the hashtag era was like a big thing.
Big deal.
Okay.
And so that's how I fell into it. And then brands started emailing me and saying, hey, could you take a picture with these wipes in the background and we'll pay you for it. So, one thing that was always really important to me from the very beginning, to my husband as well, is that we only worked with brands that made sense for our family and that we already worked with. Obviously, if it was, or that we were already purchasing. Obviously, if it was something new and something that we were interested in, we would explore that, but we always test the product, try the product before we would jump into putting our stamp of approval on it.
Oh, wow. So that's really big, too, because I know when people first start making money and you like, wait a minute.
Yes.
So I'm going to make money for doing what I already was going to do anyway. Then it's just like, okay, send it on. No,
Yes.
It doesn't even matter, but you had to have integrity behind it. Why was that so important to you?
I just feel like our faith plays a lot into that. And also, like, I never want to feel like I'm an ad. I never wanted to feel like, we weren't being real. I'm the kind of girl that's going to call all my friends when I find something and be like, girl, you need to buy this lipstick. Girl, go get this blanket or this sweater is slimming. Get it. Like, I'm that person. And so, but, you don't want to do it too much because then you turn into like, the sales lady, which I did for work, but in real life, you get excited and you push the things that, are meaningful to you.
Yeah.
And so, and especially, with our kids being involved, with that side of it. And again, we still didn't know that this was a thing. We thought this was just a fun way to get to stay home with the kids, and if a brand wanted to form a relationship. And that was also our other thing, is like we try and have relationships with the brands that we work with. We like long-term over a bunch of brands, short-term partnerships. Like, we really are people who care about people.
Yeah.
And so we love relationships, and that's been something too that's allowed us to keep going with this and it not have burnout.
Yeah. So since you started in the beginning, do you remember what year that was when you got your first brand deal?
Okay, this was probably in 2013. So 10 years.
2013. So it was in the beginning.
Yes.
Okay, so what was that like? If you can remember, what was that like? Did you get a DM? Did they email you? Like, how did that go?
So they definitely DM'd us. I think, did we have messages? It may have even been a caption, or not a caption,
like
but like a comment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I don't even remember. Instagram has evolved. I don't even think there was DM to start with, and we definitely didn't have our email addresses on there because it wasn't like that. I think it was a comment or something. They asked for my email, and so they reached out, and I don't even remember what the brand was. I just remember it was something free, but it was something that we used a lot and we purchased a lot. And now we're on one income. So I was like, absolutely send us a big, huge box of whatever that is.
Gonna buy it anyway.
You know, it may have been diapers or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that was really nice. And I just kept thinking that is so sweet, you know, for my little picture.
Yes. So
yeah.
when did it turn from, oh, that's just sweet, to like, wait a minute, like this is actually a business? Like, do you remember when it actually like turned
when it
for
shifted? So I didn't have a large following. I mean, all of the people still to this day that, you know, are on my Instagram, I see them as friends, family. Like, it's just
Even the brands.
Yes. Because again, back to relationships, like that is so important to us. We really just care about people, and we want to know the people behind the brands, because we feel like that, you know, plays an important role of why you stand behind a brand, or why you know, trust a brand. So, I think I had like, I don't know, a couple hundred followers. And then
Couple hundred.
Well, and again, this is just like friends and family. I come St. Pete is small. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And so,
but I think it's surprising to a lot of people that are watching and listening that you could have gotten brand deals with just a couple hundred followers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? And what's important still, I think, to remember is like quality is so important. I may not have had a lot of followers. People now may not have a lot of followers, but quality, if you're doing quality, you know, content, quality photos, whatever, brands can reuse that on their own page. You don't have to do it on your personal page. As a matter of fact, I think that's cooler, to be able to keep your stuff private, and then you get to just share, you know, the content to the brands to share on their own page and get paid, you know, the same way.
So some of the brands that you work with, you don't necessarily put it on your page. You actually work for the brand, and you take pictures or you create content that they can use on their page.
Yes. I think as a family, you know, we're just very into privacy, and setting those boundaries is important. You know, we don't want our kids just like all over the internet, and we always get their permission too. So we never do something if they're uncomfortable with it. We just, you know, like living our normal lives, and we don't want them to see us on our phones too much or anything like that. So actually, a lot of times when we've done campaigns, our younger two, who are 8 and 10, have no clue that it's a campaign, because we're just wearing the shirt to go to dinner, and they know, Mom, I'm going to take a picture, whether it's a campaign or whether it's a Lampley Sunday selfie.
Right.
You know, line up, let's get our picture, because I never want to forget this moment with you guys. And then they will see it later, because we do these like yearbooks. And so see how crazy I am with this, with documenting family stuff. So we do these family yearbooks, and they will see the picture and see me tag the brand and say, I didn't know that. I didn't know we were doing something then. And that's exactly what I want for them to just, you know, I want things to feel normal. And I think it can. And I think that's what's so cool. And that's what's been unique to how we do things, is that, and that's why it doesn't feel like I'm in that. It doesn't, because we're just living our lives, and we share what's authentic, and we've been able to meet some really cool people and have some really amazing experiences. And it's just life.
Make it seem so, because when I think of social media and when I think of content creation and all this, I think of so much stress. Like, it's got to be perfect. Okay, what am I going to say? The caption has to be amazing. And then what are the hashtags? Who am I hashtagging? Who am I reaching out to? You know, like such a high stress type of thing. And you're like, well, we're just being.
Well, and not to say that I haven't had those moments. I think that's normal. You want to do a good job. You want, and especially if it becomes your business. It's never been a business for me. I think we explored it for a second, and then anything that takes away from my family first and prioritizing them, like, I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
You'd have to pay me a lot of money, and I don't even think anywhere is paying that much, because, you know, time is just so fleeting, and you know, I don't want to miss a moment with them. But I will say, you have those moments where you're like, I do want to do a good job on this, though, and I do want to make sure the caption is right. And I think I've just had to check myself in those moments and say, okay, calm down. Maybe I'll step away, or I'll come back and say, let me just not even think about it in post, because I really don't care. Like, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, this really is just a little app on the phone. But it's cool. It's a connector. It's a really important tool, though, too. But, I think you just have to find the balance.
Yeah.
Just like everything, right? You have to find the balance. You don't stress yourself out, because it can happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it can. And so when you're working with these brands, are they just presenting a budget to you, or are they telling you what they want you to do, and then you're telling them what you're going to, charge for that to be done? Like, how does that kind of work?
Yeah. So I think most people have some sort of rate card that they use.
Okay.
I think for me, I will see like, okay, how many hours is this going to take? Can I do it while the kids are at school? Does it involve them? If it involves them, well then, that's more time, and that's more. So yeah, I mean, but there is a budget. Most brands have a budget. And so, you always find out what that is, and you kind of negotiate back and forth.
Now, as you've been doing it, I'm sure like now, like social media is king. When you started in 2013, social media was still kind of new. So I'm sure you're seeing the contracts grow. Do you want to share like what has been like your top contract?
I feel like the most exciting thing that we've done was worked with Home Depot on a commercial.
Okay.
I think that was just fun. We had like 60 people in our house, and we got to decorate it for Christmas. And actually that was like in 2017. So that was still so long ago, but still one of our favorite memories that the boys still talk about. And Leo is 8. He was 2 in that video. And it was that video where we still have friends from that shoot who worked for Home Depot. We still, like, if I saw them now, I would start screaming and run and give them a hug. Aww. And, and just that we truly got to decorate our house and keep all this stuff. Yeah. And we have that picture. We had our Christmas card in front of that. And that was just so fun and so sweet. Our whole neighborhood was involved in it, and it was just like such a cool memory that the neighbors, we've moved since then, but the neighbors, when we see them, they'd be like, remember when we did that video? And it's just so cool, again, back to the connections and the friendships, the relationships, and the people. And that is truly what Instagram was made for, was to connect with people. And that's what put me on it, because we moved to Atlanta away from St. Pete, and I was missing my people. So I was like, this is the way that I can still, communicate with them and connect with them. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, just because you said 60 people in your house, so what was the contract was? They wanted just you guys, or they wanted you guys in your home, and they brought 60 randoms, or you knew people and you invited them over? How did that work?
Okay, so it was like maybe a 2-minute holiday commercial about girl power. And so it was myself, my next door neighbor, who was one of my best friends, and our kids. And so it was just a quick video of us decorating the Christmas tree and then decorating the house with lights. And so the 60 people in the house were the crew.
Oh, got you. The crew to actually create the commercial. Got it.
And those are the people, some of the people that we're still in touch with.
Yeah.
So it's
and
so cool.
That commercial, was it just like one fee, like this is just what we're gonna pay to shoot the commercial, or was it like you're shooting the commercial, you get residuals because the commercial is coming out, it's being aired? Like, how did that go?
It was just one fee.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one fee. And I don't even remember the details of that, because again, like, I'm just so still, this is 2017, and I'm still like just so hype about meeting people and making new friends in Atlanta and getting to be with my kids while I get to just take some pictures for people. So I still wasn't even truly taking it seriously. And then Home Depot, that video, had a lot of attention, and that's when I gained a following. So mind you, I'm still at maybe 600 followers that many years later when we had that opportunity. So I think that is really cool too for someone who might be interested, is like, it only takes one opportunity or one really great photo. And I feel like our best work happens when we're just truly being ourselves and we're content and like, and just being us and staying true. Because it's easy to get online and compare yourself and say, oh, I love the way her house looks, or I love the way her kids dress. I love the way she does her hair. Maybe I want to go into beauty. Maybe I want to do home decor. Maybe I want to, do dances. But I had to sit down and really say, okay, but this is what I like. And this is, who I am. And this is, these are my strengths. And I think when you do that, it's easier to stay focused and and keep having
and
fun.
Enjoy it.
Yes,
Exactly. Like it
exactly.
doesn't become so stressful, nor does it become so competitive.
Right.
Like, or just jumping into everybody feel like, well, I like makeup. Let me do makeup. Maybe I'll get more on makeup, but
Yes.
just doing something you genuinely love anyway.
Because aren't those the ones we love to follow too?
Absolutely.
Is when you're just like, yes, sis, you are truly walking,
Yes. That's why I call you the Martha Stewart influencer. Like your page just feels so warm.
Thank you.
Like as soon as I go to, I'm like, oh, it's so clean. Like aesthetically, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
But it's just like it feels like you can feel your heart like through your
you.
page, And so, with that. As the business has been evolving, I know in the beginning it was quality, and quality was king, and that was helping, with the brands and things. But as you've seen social media evolve, a lot of people feel like you have to have like a ton of followers in order to get any of these opportunities. Do you still think that quality is most important, or do you feel like it has evolved to needing like a lot of followers in order to get those deals?
I truly think quality is important, and not even quality content, quality followers. It's the audience. It's the quality followers, like who's following you, because I know people that have so many followers, so many, but, are they getting people to believe them and then to, purchase something if that's the goal, or are they listening to them when they're sharing advice and wisdom? Are they retaining it and applying it to their life? Are they feeling inspired, or are they just looking because, they're comparing?
Yeah.
We don't want that. We want quality followers, I think it goes to. So you start with quality content to gain the quality followers. You want to engage with those followers too, not like, to me, it's like, it's friends on there.
Yeah,
like it's people who I'm like,
too.
yeah.
Like I literally like respond to everybody. Like, what's
and you
up?
can't
Hey,
always
hey.
respond to everyone, but
Yeah.
that's the great thing about quality followers. Like I'm terrible online because I sometimes forget to check my DMs and I sometimes forget to make a comment. But when I'm on there and I do see you, I'm like, hey sis, oh my goodness, yes, red dress. Like, like, oh my goodness, look at your son. He looks so handsome. Like that's the fun part of social media. That's the fun, again, the people, the connections.
Yeah.
And so, I think quality followers, quality content will get you those quality followers.
Yeah.
Quality content and whatever. I'm not even saying it needs to be
anything.
pretty. Just what is your purpose on there? Make it quality, whatever yours is. You could be showing nails, you could be, think about, there's an influencer, I can't even remember her name, but she doesn't even talk. She just like unpacks her groceries, rinses it all off, chops it up.
Wow.
And it's like you can hear it.
Yeah.
What is that called? I can't. But I find myself getting so lost in her little videos, and it's just like when you're watching that is how she truly unpacks her groceries, and that's what she's always been doing.
Authenticity.
I could go to her house right now,
Yeah.
and that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You can just feel it. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
the ones that went and set up the camera,
Right.
And they went and they, changed clothes.
Right.
Like there's just a difference.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that. We are really getting into like finding out about this world. I know y'all want to know because I definitely want to know. And we are enjoying every moment with Sarah, but we're going to take 1 second to allow our sponsors to have their ad, and we'll be right back with the Legacy Blueprint podcast.
You are
Hey, I'm Win Sardin, and I'm excited to be a part of Native Collective Digital Membership Waitlist, where I'm tapping into a range of resources and connecting with professionals. This platform is proven beneficial in helping me stay organized and maintain a proactive approach as I continue to make a leading impact in the community. The diverse tools and support provided by Native Collective has enhanced my efforts and effectiveness, so make sure you check them out.
Hey there, it's your girl E. If you're anything like me, you're probably tired of searching for one place that truly identifies the cultural diversity in the melting pot that is Los Angeles. Well, I've got some really good news for you. I'd like to introduce you to Native Collective, the hottest, most exclusive private membership club that's about to change the game.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AP here, man. Alex Porter, and singer, songwriter, actor, model, you name it. God bless me to do it. So, and in the midst of using my gifts, I am now collabing with and partnering up with Native. That is right. I just signed up for Native's digital membership waiting list, and what Native is, or what they do, is they put you around others that is like-minded in your industry or in your lane. So other singers, other actors, other directors, other whatever it is that you do, Native can deliver, man. So I just signed up and got on their waiting list, man. This drop is about to be phenomenal. I'm telling you, big things is happening in 2024. Native is the place to be. You need to get there ASAP. Go visit native.com, and I promise you, Native is the place to be. Come connect with AP, and we'll see you at the end of 2023. All right, let's get it, man. Big things happening. Once again, native.com. Go sign up now. Get on the waiting list. And look, see, I just left SoFi Stadium because I just came from a celebrity basketball game playing right now, because that's what Native do. They put you around the people that is like-minded in your industry and what you do. So I don't brag or push things that I'm not a part of. So go sign up now. Get it cracking. Let's make it happen. All right, let's get it. Go Native.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Shamley. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I just signed up for Native's Collective Digital Membership Waitlist. I am a real estate agent and entrepreneur, and I'm going to use Native's resources to meet other like-minded professionals, clients, and investors. It's something I'm truly excited about, because not only is Ashley a friend of mine, but someone I respect heavily in her field. And if she tells me that I need to meet someone, whether it's in person, via Zoom, or talk to them, I can trust that it's not only worth my time, but it'll be a mutually beneficial relationship. So I encourage anyone who's thinking about it to also do the same.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Legacy Blueprint podcast, powered by Native Collective. You know it's your girl, Kayla Wanakee, and we are having a great conversation with my friend, Sarah. And we're learning all about the social media space. What is it like to be an influencer? What quality content will get you the brand deals? And then just moving with integrity. Like, that's the bottom line that I'm hearing, like, throughout this journey for you. And a lot of that, I believe, that's why you've been so blessed, why you've been able to have these opportunities, because it wasn't even something you were seeking per se. Right. You were just being yourself. But even when you did and you saw that doing this content and having this platform can actually bring some type of like financial gain, you still didn't compromise. Like, you didn't compromise your values or anything. I want to get a little personal, and it's because, you know, your page is warm, and so many people do feel like they know you. And so I know, as you've been influencing, and you've had all of these followers, you've been having kids and life and the journey of all of that. And so I know your page is somewhat like a vlog, you know, so we kind of feel like we know your life. Yes. And you were pregnant. Yes. Not too long ago, like a couple years ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, you were pregnant, and you kind of took your followers on the journey with you throughout the whole process. And if you could just talk a little bit about that journey of sharing, you know, your family and your intimate moments, and then ultimately like some of the things that kind of came from that.
Yeah. So, and this is why it's so important, I think, like you were saying, to just stay authentic and, you know, because Instagram, social media in general can become such a highlight reel. You know, you want to just share the good moments, and then life happens and you're like, oh shoot, let me go off for a little while, you know, but it should be a place where we can also share, because people need to see that too, that side of it. I think, you know, mental health is at such an all-time high right now.
Yep.
And I think social media has a lot to do with that. And so it's always been important to us to share both sides of it. Yeah. And so after we had our third son, Leo, we always knew that we wanted another baby. I'm an only child. Lewis is one of 4. We're like, let's try for another one. Yeah. So it took a while. I really was, you know, London and Leo came pretty quick, and, you know, we didn't know. And that's another thing. You never know, you know, what's going to happen in life. And so we had a few years 5 years actually, where we had trouble getting pregnant, and, you know, went to fertility specialists.
Did you share that journey with your followers?
I didn't share that just part. Because, you know, I think, so I shared it later. Okay. Sometimes you don't need to share in the moment. Yeah, and I think that's good to know too, right? It's okay to share when you're ready. Yeah. I do think it's good to share, though. Yeah. You know, people want to hear your stories. Yeah. But when you're ready, allow yourself time to heal and, you know, be ready to share so you can be sharing from a good place. Absolutely. But that part we didn't share, and we did after, you know, we got pregnant. And we didn't share about the infertility quite yet, but we did after that. But we got pregnant with our 4th son. We had this joke. We're like, man, if we get pregnant with another boy, because all of our boys have L names, then that would be so legendary. Like 4 boys, like everyone thinks we'll have a girl next. It was a boy. We named him Legend. And so we were so excited, and especially after years of trying. And at full term, I ended up, he was stillborn. So we lost him, and that was just so devastating. And I shared in the moment. Looking back, it's wild because, you know, I think I was kind of in a fog. Yeah. You know, you're like just taking it day by day. Looking back now, and seeing like how broken I was, sharing the day that we came back from the hospital on our 9th wedding anniversary. We were driving home with an empty car seat. I mean, that was the lowest of lows. Wow. And I'm sharing because, you know, again, that's my family there. Yeah. You know, those are my friends. Those are people who knew that we were trying and prayed for Legend to get here, and now he's not here. You know, I did want to let everybody know. So we shared that. And then I took everyone with me through the process of grieving. But again, like sharing our faith there, you know, and sharing the love that was there, and the community there. Just, oh my goodness. Like, I think Uber Eats thought we were running a scam, because strangers were sending us brands, those brands that we had relationships with were sending us food. Like, we didn't have to cook for like 6 months. Wow. Friends online that I have not yet had a chance to give a hug to were sending me prayers and leaving voice memos and stuff when I was having hard days 2 months later. You know, like, that is the power of community. And that is the beautiful side of social media that I've had the blessing of getting to experience, and that is, it lit a fire under us to want to share more of that, you know. And so we've started our foundation. Yeah, I was just going to say to please share. So we started Legendary Impact Foundation, and literally our goal there is to promote the brands that have that kind of love in them, you know? Wow, so and full circle. Full circle. Yeah, we want to promote those brands, and we want to promote the people in the community as well, and put those people together, because everyone has a story. Absolutely. Everyone, right? And everyone has a purpose. And so if we can come together and help each other as a community, then we can make a greater impact. And that's where
Yeah.
legendary impact comes in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he's still making such a legendary impact.
Thank
like,
you.
seriously.
Thank you.
Because I attended the Legend
Legends
Ball.
Ball.
I did.
It
And it
was so
really
fun.
just speaks to the heart of, who you guys are just overall. But, my husband was making jokes. He was like, man, like Legend, his birthday be lit. I know the other brothers like, oh, so Legend get on it. Like,
Okay, this is crazy. All the boys' birthdays are 2 weeks apart. So it starts with Leo at the end of July, and then we've got London mid-August, and then the beginning of September is our oldest, Jordan, and then 2 weeks after that is Legend. So Legend every year, he's gonna end. It's like the big finale.
The finale birthday. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So
Yeah, and doing the Legends Ball, do you feel like that has helped you throughout the process of, grieving, and then also just, that's a huge toll on anyone, especially being full term and
Right.
going through the entire process because you're in anticipation and everything. But do you feel like Legends Ball has really helped you?
Oh my
your
goodness,
healing?
tremendously. And in sharing the grief and the love that was, because grief is just love that we didn't get, right? And so in sharing that, we've met so many people who shared a similar story, but they didn't share theirs. They got quiet online because there was shame there. And I don't think there has to be any shame in our stories when we come together. More people are talking about them. It makes people feel less alone, right?
Yeah.
And so to get emails, I actually, after losing Legend, I decided to donate my breast milk because there was like an all-time shortage, and I was like, this is a way that Legends, can live on and help these other babies in the NICU. And so that was so amazing to get to do that. But more amazing was, months later, literally minding my own business, and then you get a message from a mom who's in the UK who says, because I saw what happened to you and that you donated your breast milk, never knowing, I just thought it was a beautiful thing, never knowing what was going to happen to me later. She lost her baby and did the same thing, and was able to donate her milk. And she said it was just so healing for her. And, she was at her darkest hour, and that light that we were able to share helped her in her dark time. So when you hear stories like that, and there have been so more, it's just amazing how, we've been able to connect with people worldwide.
Yeah.
So,
and it's more than just inspiring, like it's also empowering
Yes.
for other people. And like that's, I think, is the greater call on your story, because yes, you have this beautiful brand and aesthetically it's beautiful, and you have these brand partnerships and all of that, but I think it's speaking to anybody that has a platform. Like sharing your story can have an impact much greater than just financial gain. It can truly touch the hearts and be like a fire
Absolutely.
to ignite other people to share more or just not feel alone. And it's a great way to help with mental health.
Yes.
Because just like you said, a lot of times we use that platform to show the highlight reel and are afraid to share the dark moments. But those moments are actually helping someone
Absolutely.
else,
Yes.
And so at Native Collective, mental health is super important to the entire program. And throughout your journey, you're such a light, bright, loving person. But everybody has a story, and everybody's went through things, and going through the process and everything with Legend, and then just your upbringing. You're biracial. So no, seriously, like so many people have like stories that are behind the scenes, but the way that you show up with so much love and light, what do you contribute that to?
Oh, it's God. Hands down. Like that's who's in me, because when you look back, or when I look back at those moments of 2 weeks later, I'm sharing stuff about Legend. I mean, I couldn't even get up and get dressed some days. So I'm like, man, God, you truly carry me, because I don't even remember being there. I don't even remember being in certain places at all, but there it is on a camera because I was still taking my pictures, you know, and documenting everything because, you know, we want to document the good and the bad, you know, because I think when you see it later, you're like, man, like today I can say, man, look at how far we've come.
Yes.
Look at how strong we are. Look at how much love we have. And that's the legacy that I want to leave behind is the love. I think there's nothing greater.
Yeah.
And for my kids to be able to say, you know, mommy had Jesus in her. Like there's nothing better living it, right? So,
And that's so beautiful because I feel like that is the blueprint to your legacy. Like it's not just the business strategy or, you know, anything like that. It's like this overwhelming amount of like love and authenticity and light and encouragement and just so much for everything on the outside of you. Like I feel like it's not just for you. Like everything that you do is to be a blessing to everybody around you and anybody that comes in contact with you. So that is the legacy that you're already working on and you've already left already. Like you're already doing it, like seriously. And so this question, I can't wait because we ask every single person that comes on the Legacy Blueprint podcast this one question.
Okay.
And I don't know what you're going to say, but I'm ready to find out. So you leave here, and as soon as you get to the door, you found out that you won the $1 billion Powerball.
Oh.
What are we doing?
I've thought this
what
through.
We doing?
Okay,
Sarah?
I thought this
she
through.
already know.
I'm like, listen, 1% things tend to happen to me, so I need to be ready, okay?
Period.
Here's what's going to happen. If y'all don't find my account anymore, I've gone off the grid because the older I get, the more that I'm just like, let's get some cows and some chickens and let's just, you know, have a farm and be offline. Offline. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
But
would-
so much of you is online. And so you like deuces. I'm
Bye.
out. This is the legacy. This is it.
No, but we still gonna have Legends Ball.
Oh,
So we would all see each other there. Yes.
Oh my God. So yeah, you're just taking the money, your family, like you guys are just out of here.
I mean, we're offline.
Okay.
My husband is not online at all, which I love.
Oh, wow.
And that's another interesting thing for us
Yeah.
is that has truly brought balance as well. Like he's not online, so he doesn't even know what a DM is.
Oh,
well, he knows what it is. He doesn't know how to
Yeah.
get to it
Yeah.
at all.
Wow.
He doesn't have anything.
So his only presence is through your page.
It's through my page.
Okay.
Yes, and he's not really a picture taker.
Okay.
So if you see him smiling really big, it's because I said something really silly to make him laugh. Really silly or really inappropriate to make him laugh. And so, he that's been good for us because we're not both on our phones. He is so present in our relationship and for the kids that it checks me quite a bit, you know, because I have someone who's not online at all. So that would be an easy transition for him. He's like, "Oh yeah, babe.
Yeah.
we get that. We're going off the grid."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that dynamic, because I think that is like he's like one in one.
Oh, right.
One of one. Because
Yes.
everybody's on social media. How does he look at social media? Like, does he look at it like, oh, that's just business? Because he knows that like you conduct business through social media? Or what is his feelings about it overall?
So he used to be very anti social media. He didn't love that I had one. He thought it was silly. And not in a negative way, just in a like, really, babe, that's what you want to do? You know, you want to get on there? Okay. But now that he's seen the other side of it, you know, he has attended events and things with me. He's really gained a respect, you know, for the people that are on there. And he understands how important it is as well for businesses and for people, connection. For some people, a lot of people after COVID are working from home.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you communicating and talking to people? For some people, that is their connection.
Their connection,
Which just was even more of a reason to us that it was important for us to have a really positive and real space for those people. You know, you think about your friends and family who are just working from home every single day of the week. They don't see anybody, you know?
Yeah. So through this, and I know we're almost at the end of the podcast, but I just have to know because I'm back to the social media. Like, I just need to know one more thing.
Okay,
So
tell me.
do you do everything independently, or do you need like an agent? Do you have a team around you? Like, how does that work?
I probably should have a team at this point, but I do everything by myself. I've never had an agent or anything like that, a manager, I think. I've been asked, but it just hasn't felt right yet. I think it feels like a family business because it's just us and the kids don't even know it's a business.
Yeah.
So I think bringing someone else in would feel inauthentic to us.
Okay.
Now, if someone wants to come help with these kids,
The door's open. Okay, the door's
we're hiring
open.
for that.
For sure. Oh my goodness, Sarah, this is so good.
It's so fun.
It's so good because I think like just when people think of social media and especially when they think of influencers, which I know you don't like the word, but you are. You're influencing all over the world.
goodness.
But I think that there's such a misconception around it because I think you are letting us know that it could be any one of us, like any day now. Like it could just happen just from being authentically you.
Yes.
And putting your truth and your authenticity online and being a part of it, putting your heart into it, making it be something you're passionate about, whatever that is, it can change overnight. So instead of having a blueprint of do X, Y, and Z, just be you.
Be you, truly.
Yeah.
Don't you think about Tabitha?
Yes,
Don't we
Brown.
love her
I
so
love
much?
her. And I love that we were able to watch her journey and everything to know, like, because it happened for her just like that.
Just like that, because she's just her true self, no matter what, even as
Absolutely.
she's elevated. I think she's a really great example of someone who's done a beautiful job of just being her truest self and having a great time. And involving her family. And don't you feel like it doesn't matter where she's at when she talks to you? You just are like, okay, auntie, let me go get a plate and come sit by you. Yes.
Now, is there any though advice that you would give to the next person that's looking to use their social media in a way where they can gain brand partnerships? Is there any advice you would give them?
I mean, I think a lot of times what I see early on are people haven't figured out their branding yet. I think that's just really important, is to figure out your branding and don't copy off of anyone else's with like, oh, I like the way that theirs looks and I want mine to look just like that.
Yeah.
And that might work out, but only if that's because you liked it, because it reminds you of like, look at the way that you dress, look at the way that you decorate your home, what color car do you have, like all those things are your personal brand.
Yeah.
And I think if you kind of have a uniform of that and you apply it to all of your pages, colors, all that stuff, it just makes you makes it look more professional. And then, just start with that.
What about the consistency? Some people say you're supposed to post like 3 times a day, like 9, 3, 6, or just post every day. What do you think about the consistency? Does that matter?
It does matter. But again, I think that goes back to it matters for you. Like me posting 3 times a day, my St. Pete, low-key, chill, beachy self, that is not me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't feel like me at all. But for someone who's just like has a really vibrant personality and they like to talk, and they're the friend who would call you 3 times a day, they need to post the 3 times a day, because I would treat it like, how do you talk to, how do you look when your best friend is coming over? Because these are your friends online. So be that. I think that would be my advice to somebody who's starting.
I love it. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And everybody, listen, how can they follow you? How can they become one of your internet friends? They want to be in your family now.
I love that. We're family now. Okay, so on Instagram, I'm at Sarah Lampley. And
are you on any other platform other than IG?
I am on TikTok.
Okay, TikTok.
I am on TikTok.
You
Okay. TikTok
Get
is
with Gen
funny.
Z.
Yes.
Get with
I
Gen
have to stay. I have to try and stay a little cool. I have a 17-year-old, you know? I have to know what he's talking about when he says stuff. You know, when he sings a song, I have to know what that is. So
do you know the dances? Do you ever do
no,
those?
I don't try. I don't see. That's not in my in my brand.
Okay, listen. You gotta be authentic.
You gotta be authentic. So, but you will see my mom on there being her true self on TikTok. TikTok is more fun.
Okay.
So I am on there. I don't even remember my handle. It's Sarah Lampley, I think _, but you'll see my mama on there and
Perfect.
it's hilarious.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
sitting
so
with us.
much,
Thank
of
you for
course.
sharing your story. Thank you for feeling safe and open to share with us. We're all your internet friends now.
Yay.
And thank you all for tuning into the Legacy Blueprint podcast powered by Native Collective. Don't forget to subscribe to Native Collective and to download the Legacy Blueprint podcast on all podcast platforms. I'll see you next time. Bye.